We're back on the record on State versus Loyd. Everybody ready? Let's get Mr. Loyd back up on the stand. And let's bring the jury back in. State recognized presence of the jury?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Lindeman, you may resume your
Thank
question.
you, Judge. Ted, we're going to have this marked as an exhibit to substitute what he just showed you. Judge, we have an item we're introducing, the Instagram.
I'm sorry?
The Instagram photograph.
Okay.
And so we're going to substitute with a picture or the video of it. So I need a tag, I guess, an evidence tag for it.
Are you connected to it too? Oh, this is on. There we go.
May I proceed, Judge?
Sure.
Do you recognize what's in that photograph?
Yes, sir.
What is it?
Sade's gun
And where is it on? What is it from?
on her Instagram page.
On her Instagram page?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And is that, what is her nickname that she uses, her name that she used on her Instagram?
Stallion the body.
Okay. And is this one of the guns that you believed was in the house?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Sure.
Could you turn that back on? Thank you. All right, so after she shows you, or she sends you that stuff that was from your Facebook, she sends you these texts. Oh, you thought I ate no fair game, nigger?
Yes.
I would never disrespect you by talking to nobody after breaking up with you for a day. And then you had the audacity to chill with the bitch for her birthday and put her on yo Facebook. It ain't even been a week and you fucking around. Been around yo ex and some mo shit. Just don't feel no type of way when I'm fucking. You showed me what I needed to see. You ain't shit, fuck, nigga. Talking about you want a family, but you a man of God? Fuck out of here. And then you responded. How did you respond? Read that.
I responded, nigga, I was at the club by myself. It's the MF, means motherfucker, by my MF self at Crystals and then Flash. And I went live and them girls was in the club and not motherfucker with me. So you need to slow the fuck down.
And she responds, bitch, I ain't stupid. Watch me work. I got every reason to fuck off tonight. Good night. And then she responded to A27, that's sad, ASF.
As fuck.
I'm sorry?
That's sad as fuck.
Okay. Run back to all you hoes,
All your hoes.
all your hoes, fucking hoe. And then you responded
And she
10
sent-
minutes later.
She sent a screenshot with that.
Oh, what was the screenshot?
You got of me calling one of my exes from Facebook. That was the ex right before her. So when I break up with you, I delete everything, the number and everything. So I didn't have a number. So I had to go on Facebook to call my ex to get back in touch with her. One of my other exes,
So the ex that you were calling was who?
Jaquel Turner.
Okay. And that's who you hooked up with?
Yes,
Okay. And so that's what she sent you the screenshot of?
yes, that was the screenshot of me calling her off of Facebook.
And then you responded,
I said, and you left and wasn't answering your phone. You got me thinking shit, and I'm telling you I need to talk to you and see where you stand. I was trying to reach out to you, but you was doing you or wanted me to think that, and I was at the club by my damn self and not with them girls or the dude that was with probably them was type of with who was smoking that I know. Then I put, yes, I've been mad into my feelings, so instead of doing other stuff, I started to flirt. So anything else, I ain't did shit. All you had to do was answer my calls, but you was doing you.
and that was the last text you sent her before you went over there.
Yes.
And so what are you thinking at that point?
That she's upset, and now she'll probably be more along with her mother and her grandmother as getting an abortion.
And so what is your plan?
To go around there and just explain myself how I was explaining then, because she was calling me, she was acting like I just started dealing with other girls. No, I called you and texted you. I was telling you I need to see where you stand, because I'm finna move on. I'm gonna give you 2 days, and you still with the biz. I'm not finna chase behind you. There's too many females out here for me to be chasing behind you.
All right. And so your goal to go over there is what?
My goal to go over there is to talk to her, just explain myself, so she won't be so mad. And if she want to get back together, I would. I still want to give her time. I want to make sure I had this child.
All right, so now I want to talk to you about, before we go to you going over there, was there somebody else who worked for Texas Chicken that was robbed?
Everybody that tastes chicken has been robbed.
Okay. Is there a particular person that you know that was killed?
Yes, I think it happened in May of 2016. One of the Texas Chicken drivers, he got murdered on the delivery.
Okay. So you decide to go over to her house.
Yes, sir.
So how do you get there?
I drive.
And what are you driving?
I'm driving a Buick Pontiac, one of my other cars.
And where do you park?
I park in the road right in front of the door.
Okay, tell the jury what happens when you arrive there.
When I get there, I park the car, I get out the car, I walk up the driveway, I see her brother kind of like in the window, with the crack in the window, so I flashed the,
Which brother?
Ron.
Okay, so what do you do?
I flashed the light on Ron to get his attention. I go to the door, and I knock on the door. Ron comes to the door. He was like, I'm like, Sade here? He was like, Sade, she was at the table. He was like, Sade, Markeith out here, and she came straight out.
Okay, and so when she came out, where did you go?
So we went out standing by my car, and we was out there talking.
Okay, and what were you talking about?
The same stuff that that she was texting me. I'm just explaining myself, letting her know I didn't just start dealing with these other females. I text you, I called you, but you weren't answering your phone, or you weren't answering the texts, doing you, and you thinking that you thought I was going to be chasing you. That ain't what's going to happen. I'm going to move on along with my life. So I was giving you the complimentary call to let you know, like, I'm trying to see what you really want. If this is what you really want, or it's not. Because I really want this child, and I just want to not have her mad, just to not have her mad, to go along with her mother and her grandmother and end up getting an abortion.
While you are talking with her, is anybody out there that you see? And
Yo,
recognize?
while we're talking, her little brother, he get dropped off, so his friends, they park in front of my car. They drop her brother off. He gets out the car, and then he goes in the house.
Okay, and so how long are you talking to her before she leaves?
I don't know the time on it. I don't know the time. For a little while, I don't know the time. I can't.
Does there come a
put the
time
limits.
when you're having a conversation with her that you admit to her?
Yes, because she asked me about my ex. So when she was like, you with your ex and some more shit, so I called my ex. I'm like, man, what you just told somebody I was just with you, or I had sex with you or something? She was like, no, I ain't tell nobody nothing. So boom, I get a screenshot while I'm on the phone with my ex. I look at the screenshot. I think y'all got that over there too. The screenshot where she sent with my ex. So she sent me the screenshot. I'm like, you know what? She sent me the screenshot of me calling my ex. I'm like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. She just sent me the screenshot of me calling you. She trying to pick me.
All right, and so what do you tell her?
I tell my ex or tell Sade?
Sade.
So we talked about that. Then she asked me about my ex. She was like, what you did? I'm told her I just had sex with my ex.
So you admitted to her that you had sex?
Yes.
And what did she do?
She was just like, hold up. So she went off and she went inside the house. I stood out by my car and waited for her to come out.
So she said, hold up, and she went inside?
Yes.
Okay, and then what happens?
So when she came back out and she went to the side of the house. So she was like, come here. So I'm like, all right, I go to the side of the house. I'm thinking she finna go back there and play with her dog. She got this huge rock water. Every time we come around, she always go in the backyard and play with this dog. It's a female rock water. So I'm thinking she finna go back there and play with the dog, mess with the dog while we over here, while I'm around here. So I go to the side of the house, and she was on the back side of the house. When I come to the side of the house, she got a gun.
Where's the gun?
She got it inside. Excuse me. The gun is inside her waist. The shirt is in, and the gun is visual up top like this.
Okay.
And she got a hand on the gun like this.
Okay. What do you do when you see the gun?
So when I come around, when I go around and come to the side of the house, I see the gun. So I'm like, Shawty, I'm like, man, what the fuck you finna do? Shoot me? And she just kept patting the gun. She's like, why you doing this? Why you doing? I'm like, Sade, what the fuck is you finna do? Shoot me? Why you doing this stuff? Why you doing this stuff? She not answering my questions.
Do you have any weapons on you?
I have 2 guns on me.
Okay, where are the guns before you go to the side of the house?
My guns
Yes.
in my waist.
Okay, can I have him step down, Judge?
Sure.
Just step down, Mr. Loyd. Okay, come on over here. Okay, so what are you wearing that day? Do you remember?
Jeans with a belt, red hood, pocket, with one pocket, you stick both on it.
Okay. And so where are the guns before you go to the side of the house? Okay, where? All right, so they're sticking in your waist? Okay. Now, why were you carrying those guns?
Because when I got robbed the second time, I went around the dual house.
All right, we heard about that, but
Yeah, so now, every time I strap up.
okay. So do you carry those guns with you all the time or only when you're working?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay. And so you have the 2 guns, and what kind of guns are they?
A 40,
Okay. And the 40 that we saw in here today that was matched to the shooting of Ms. Dixon, that's your gun? That was one of your guns? Okay. And so when she comes around, when you come around the side of the house, how far back is she standing?
She's standing back in the house.
Okay. And I want you to reverse roles with me, okay? And I'm going to be you, and you be her. Step over here. And I want you to show me what she does when you come around the side.
So on the side, stop when she like this.
And what do you see?
I see her.
Okay.
She had her, I guess, my attention.
Okay. Now I'm going to reverse roles with you, and you be you. I'm going to be her. What do you do? Okay. So let's go through that again. Switch roles. You're her. I'm you. Be her. What's she doing? What's she saying?
Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this?
Okay. And you pull your guns out.
Yeah, when I kept asking him, like, sorry, what the fuck you do? Shoot. She just kept on saying, why are you doing this? And I pulled my guns out.
Okay. And then what did she do?
So I pulled my guns out, and I told her, sorry, give me that gun. I'm like, sorry, do not drop the gun. Sorry, do not turn your hand forward. I said, just drop that gun on the ground. Don't go to the side. But she's so warhead, and she's so used to just doing anything to me. Have her way with me. She got the gun out. Instead of her drop the gun going to the side, she bring her hand forward like this, and then go, and I squeeze the trigger.
Okay. So let's see that. And I want you to be you, and I'm her. Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me?
So you know what she said before she said that, I'm asking why I had a gun out here.
Okay.
Why you doing this? Before she pulled the gun out,
Okay.
I'm asking sorry what the fuck you been shooting. She's saying what you doing, what you doing, what you doing. I'm sorry what the fuck you been shooting. Why I put my gun out and he didn't.
And then she,
Nah, I feel like sorry. Drop that gun on the ground. Or throw that gun on the side. Sorry, don't bring it in the hand. And she bring the hand forward anyway.
and then throw it. And so, and what happened?
She goes up front. I go pick the gun up.
Mm-hmm.
I go pick the gun up. And by the time I walk up front to the front of the yard, I come up to the front of the yard. I'm right here. She stays back in the car with the front of the car. And I hear somebody in the yard. I turn around, her brother's right there in the yard window. Looking out the yard window.
Okay, so let's stop for a second. Stand right there. You can do it this way. Is that better? That way? And do it that way? All right. All right. So show us here where you were on the side of the house. Okay, I want you to put S where she's at and M where you're at. All right. And then where does she go when she comes to the front area? Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so you drive there, and where do you park your car? Okay. Which direction is your car pointed? Okay. Is there anything else over here that wasn't included in the state's exhibit? Okay. All right. All right. Is there anything else you remember? Okay. And so when she comes out after she drops the gun, where does she go?
what she did, real, what fucking lost. She ended up being back here, sending back to like a car.
Okay, and where did you go?
I found the car, I come right here. I hear something out in the guard, I turn around, it's a brother.
Okay. Okay, and so do you see her brother?
Yes.
Okay, and so you're facing the garage, looking into the garage?
I'm facing this way. Here's like in the door. I turn around and look dead.
Okay, so I'm going to move this over here, so I don't want it to get in our way when we're talking. And so, where did you put the gun that you picked up from her?
I placed her gun in my back pocket. I placed her gun in my back pocket.
All right, so you now have how many guns on you? And where are they?
I placed her gun in my back pocket. Other one on my hip. I cuffed it.
Okay, why did you cuff the 40?
I don't remember exactly when I had put everything away. I don't know what he seen. So I cuffed the 40. I know this is done then. So if he came out, or I don't know if I ain't got time to put it up, I had to do it. So he came out, did all that, said, man, so when he comes out, I walk down here. You Sade right here, or something like here.
Okay, and so when he comes out, where do you see him come out?
He come out.
Okay, and where does he go?
He come out the door.
Okay, and so let's make sure this is correct, okay? If you were you, place yourself where you would be. Okay, and where's Sade? About how far away was she from you? Okay, which way are you facing? Okay, but where's the garage? Okay, so you're facing the garage? Okay, and her back is to the garage?
She's to the side, he's more like that, to the other side.
The side?
All three of us.
Okay, so let's do this. If that's where you are at, show me where she is at. Okay? Okay. And where is he? So he's going to be over here? Okay. So who speaks first?
She comes out, he's like, what's going on? So he's straight, we got to talk.
Sorry.
I said, brother, I'm like, bro, we straight, we got to talk.
Okay. And you're all standing next to each other? Okay. Does that ever change that you're standing next to each other? Okay. So during the period of time that you're talking with him, you're always this close?
Yes.
Okay. And so what happens when he says...
So, yeah, shot. I guess he said, I don't do this. He said, we don't see myself talk to you. He had shot 8, like, what's going on? He feel brother straight, you know what I mean? Straight.
Okay, so he would have been over here, right? He's over here? Okay. And so you're there. Show me exactly what you look like at that moment. You said you had, okay, you had your arms crossed. Okay. Where was the gun that you were holding in your hand? Okay, which gun was that? Okay. And did you have that under your shoulder the entire time until the incident with him, which we'll talk about in a minute? Okay, but you had it under your shoulder while you were here. Okay. And so what happens when he's intervening? What is she saying?
She tell me you do it. She don't be like, oh, ain't nothing going on. I don't see what's going on with it.
Okay. And then what happens?
So I did, he keep trying to force himself on her. I told him to street. She tell him to street, but he got something in his mind. Now that I do the thing, I give him to somebody walk the broad. And his thing, he think I got put him in the broad. I ain't get that. She
she went and got a gun on me, not a gun, that's all that. Now, he comes out, he's thinking, but he's not. But I tell him he's straight. She tell him he's straight. He kept my impressive self on us, so instead of me getting negative, instead of cussing him, I tell him, go on, mind the damn business. I'm like, no, bro, like, yo, so the Texas stuff, I don't expect no baby. I still kill the baby, get her a boy, shit. My school be fucking niggas with a baby. And by me trying to get like him on what we got going on, leave us alone, that makes her snap. She's not a private person, she don't be like her video. But that makes her snap. So she's like, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. Don't be telling my motherfucker thing, I'm supposed to kick your ass. You see, you want to tell me my ass, why don't you tell me to point the gun in my stomach, in the back of mom's house? And I'm like, no, bro. I only know I pull a gun, they go there, she got on me.
Okay, did you tell him that?
Yeah.
Okay, and how did he respond?
So when I told him that, I turned around, because I was going to show him her gun. Her gun is placed right in my back pocket. I was going to turn around and show him the gun. I turned around, he attacked me.
Okay, so let's talk about him attacking you, okay? You told us what you said, what she said, and then you said you were going to go show him the gun.
Yeah.
Why?
Because they hurt him. I just told her, the gun on, that's the only reason I pulled my gun, and she knows it. But she telling him that she's more trying to play on my team, because she always try to flip the script. When she do something wrong, try to make me be the bad guy, and make me be a bad guy on my team. So she was more, to me, she was more saying, oh, you pointed a gun at your baby. But she don't know, she pointing the fuel on fire, this man coming out. He already thinks, man, you know, she don't know that. He already thinks I'm already. Now, if you come out and tell him I put a gun, but you ain't telling the whole story that you ain't got a gun on me.
All right, so where are you now and where is he?
I'll be right there.
Okay, but which one is you?
That's me.
This you,
Yeah,
and that's who?
that's her, that's him.
Okay, so he's here. Okay, so I want to just put a little initial here. So put initial where you are under your name, where you're at. That's Ron. All right. You're closer to the street. That's M. Markeith. And that's Sade. Okay? So I want you to show me this reverse positions. Now I'm you and you're him. And you have this hand underneath like this, and the gun is here. And then you're going, show me how it's happening. You show me. Now come here. I want you to direct me. Where's my hand going? Is my hand moving?
My hand, this hand, I'm moving.
This hand's not moving.
My right, I'm right-handed.
You're right-handed and you're doing what?
Oh, my right-handed, got the gun.
Okay, you got the gun cuffed. Okay?
Yeah.
And where is this hand?
I'm turning like this.
Oh, you're turning like this
Put
to
on my shirt so you can see her gun.
and then show me what he does.
He grab it. Now me and him tussling. So me and him tussling, we tussling, we ended up over here.
Okay, show us where you go.
But we tussling, we ended up over here.
So you come across the yard.
We come across the yard, tussling, we come all the way across the yard. We come all the way across the yard. And now, when we break, the gun go off and hit him, and he falls back this way, he falls over here. And then now, I'm believing she got the gun, I had him in my back pocket, but her gun, it fell out of my pocket. So I'm believing that she done, he armed herself, and then she made the move and asked her quick. I just started shooting, her, I started shooting. And she came somewhere over here, it came this way. And she fell, I guess she fell from the shot, or fell over her brother, and fell face first right here. That's why all the shots, it's a hole in this wall here. They got the arrow coming this way. And all the strike marks, all the shots are going to the right. All the strike marks are going to the right. But they done make this thing where they got an arrow. I'm running this way with my car up here. And my brother already said I came in my car from this way.
All right, so the moment that he grabs you, what are you thinking? Here.
It's life or death.
All right, so I want you to put your self in that position you're in. Okay? You have the gun. Where's the gun? There. And you're going to go show him.
Yeah.
And we're going to do this slowly, okay? He comes after you and he wraps his arms around you. And what are you thinking?
I'm finna goddamn get him up off me. I don't know what he's doing now with the gun. He might take the gun.
Okay. Are you in fear of your life?
Yes.
Okay. When you start firing the shots, are you in fear of your life?
Yes.
Okay. Did you ever see her pick up the gun?
We used to be about everything happened so quick.
Okay. But did you ever, in your mind, see her pick up the gun?
I don't know.
Okay.
I believe she did. I'm not gonna see her put the gun in me, and I'm not positive. But I believe she had him be on with stuff and everything happened so quick. I think she was fighting.
And why did you believe that?
She said, point the gun, just forward down, put the gun in the back. I almost shot in the backyard already.
Okay. Thank you. You can have a seat. Now, when you fire your last shot, you try to leave
Yes.
and tell the jury what you do.
I went to my car, and when the door opened, I just automatically fired 2 shots for whoever opened the door to get out. I wasn't trying to kill nobody.
When you fire,
Everything for me, I was on high alert, and it's like everything, I'm being attacked. So when they opened the door, I just fired 2 shots. It wasn't no 3 or 4 shots. I just fired 2 shots. And then what I seen her mother and I seen them 2 kids. Her other brother was never at the door. They just put him there.
did you ever cock the gun?
No. In the hood, don't nobody walk around with no gun not loaded.
So the gun was loaded.
The gun was already loaded.
So what Ron said was absolutely not the truth.
At all.
Okay. And so when the first shot was fired, the bullet was already in the chamber.
Yes. The same way her bullet was already in her chamber.
Now, you leave there,
Yes.
and at 9:24 p.m., you send a text to her.
Yes.
And what does this text say? I want you to read the text first,
Yeah, and
then you can explain anything about that, okay?
Don't know if you're gonna make it. Hope you don't. I told you don't play with me, and you went and got a gun on me instead of talking to me. So you wanted it when all I ever wanted was to talk, and now we paying the price.
Okay. And is there anything incorrect about that?
Yes.
What is it?
I didn't put don't. I thought I put do.
Okay. And do you believe that was a typo?
Yes.
Okay. And so after you left there, were you angry?
Yes. I thought my life was over, and she just made me kill her brother. I thought Ron was dead. I thought I didn't know exactly where I shot her at, but I knew I shot Ron close to his heart, because when we was touching it was on the break. So I knew where I shot him at, and he went down. So I didn't know exactly why I shot her at. So I'm thinking she still was alive. I didn't know she was dead. So I'm like, I don't know if you gonna make it. I hope you do. I told you don't play with me, and you went and got a gun on me. And all I came out with to talk. You called me over, and all I wanted to do was to talk, and you went and got a gun. And now we paying the price. Your brother gone. You probably gonna lose a child, and now they finna kill me.
And so there came an occasion at 4 o'clock in the morning that you sent the final text on your phone.
Yes.
And I'm showing you that, and I want you to read it for me.
Your brother trying to take the gun from me when I wasn't on that, and got shot on mistake, and so that's why I hit you, because I felt he was gone and you caused this.
What do you mean by that text?
Her brother attacked me, whatever, trying to take the gun from me, and I wasn't on that, meaning I wasn't doing nothing. Like, why your brother attacked me for nothing? I wasn't doing nothing. I ain't did nothing for him to attack me. I didn't threat her. I didn't pull no gun on her. We wasn't doing nothing. She told you we were straight. I told you we were straight. And the only reason she even said something about the gun, because she was mad. I told her business. She wouldn't even say nothing about the gun. When he came out, she went like, "Oh, help, he got a gun." She ain't screamed for no help or nothing. She wasn't never living no fear for me. She had her way with me.
So Markeith, when you said you hit her When you shot those shots at her, what was going through your mind?
I believe she had them armed herself.
Did you ever shoot her because you were angry at her?
No, I didn't shoot because I was angry with her.
Did you have time to think about?
Everything happened like this, and once Ron attacked me, he turned my mind into something else. He turned my mind into something. He attacked me. I didn't do nothing for him to attack me. I didn't do nothing for him to get no gun. And once he attacked me, he turned my mind into something else. And I was just reacting, Mary. I was just reacting. Even when they opened the door, I just reacted. I fired 2 shots. I just reacted. He had my mind somewhere else. I never meant for this to happen. I wanted my child. I'm not going to kill my sister. I'm not going to kill my queen. I wanted my child. I didn't want that. I never wanted that. I ain't never been there. All my life, I looked out for people. All my life, I did for my people. This city loved me. All my life. All my life. All I ever did, all my life.
And
provide and protect.
So when you sent that text, were you angry at her?
Yes, I was angry with her.
Okay. Now, after this happens, does there come a time that you're living on the streets and you have an opportunity to hear some news about this case?
Yes.
Okay. What was the
Yes.
news that you heard?
The news was reported that I came over to Sade them house, bammed on the door. She answered the door. I gunned her down, and her brother came out to help her, and I gunned him down.
Okay. And that was an absolute lie?
It was an absolute lie.
Okay. And so what did you do when you found that out?
So I told my niece, I already felt like the police was going to kill me, trying to kill me anyways. And I told my niece, I'm like, man, I called my niece, I'm like, that ain't where that shit happened. I'm calling my mom, like, Mom, that shit didn't happen like that. I'm like, Mom, she pulled a gun on me. I'm like, Mom, they done took the gun off the crime scene. Mom, they got to be hiding the gun. I'm like, Mom, these people trying to kill me. So I tell my niece, I'm like, man, talk to the investigators, y'all, talk to them people, man. Talk to them people. First, I'm thinking her mom took the gun off the scene, because I know she hate me. I'm thinking her mom done seen that gun and then cleaned it up because they know that's her gun and then took the gun off the scene. So that's what I was thinking at first. And I'm telling my mom, man, y'all go tell them, man, she had a gun. Go tell them she had a gun. And my niece, when they told the civilian them that they had a gun, that's what he said she got knowledge of the crime scene. She done when they told civilian them that and telling them that my uncle in fear for his life, he feel like y'all trying to kill him. It was a gun on the scene, but it was self-defense. He said y'all had the news to retract that lie, he would turn himself in. I just wanted them to show me y'all not trying to kill me.
And so why did you think the police wanted to kill you, Markeith?
They been trying to kill me.
Why?
They done been doing it. I done been framed before, and they used to tell us on the streets they go kill us.
After that happened, did there come a time after the Walmart incident that you left Orlando and went somewhere?
Even before that happened, when the investigators told my niece they weren't responsible for the news place, but come to find out, that's a story they done gave to the news. So they was responsible for what the news played. So they was setting me up. Like, if they would have killed me, nobody would have never know about the gun. With the police would have ran down on me. They would have been successful and killed me. Nobody would have never known. I would have been the monster that this fake news done created. I would have been this monster that this fake news created. They would have killed me. Nobody would have never known about the gun. So now I tell my niece, I'm like, you know what? Bump the investigators. Go to the news. Now I send her straight to the news. She goes to the news. She give them an interview. She get an interview, and then I call her. I'm like, Kensha, what's up? What happened? She was crying. She was hysterical. She's like, Uncle Keith, they played what they wanted to play. They played what they wanted to play. They played what they wanted to play. So I'm like, all right, man. I'm like, man, fuck that shit. They trying to kill me. I'm like, all right. So boom, now come to find out, we trying to get the original interview. They done destroyed that. We try to get that from the news people. They done destroyed that. Because they know they part of it too.
Markeith,
I ain't want Walmart to happen. I tried to turn myself in. But I'm not going to let you kill me.
Markeith, I want to talk about now, after the Walmart, you leave Orlando.
Yes.
Where do you go?
To Volusia County.
Okay. And Volusia County, you're there for how many days?
Like eight or 9 days.
And does there come a time when you want to come back to Orlando?
Just because when they got my niece, they arrested my boss, they falsely charged him first. I'm saying to myself, all right, he's straight. He's straight, he got money. When they falsely charged my niece, I'm like, all right, she's straight. She got the same support system I got, so I'm like, all right, now I know she gonna be good. But when they charged Jamise, one of my exes, I know she got a mental disability and she can't read and write that good also, and I know her family, she ain't got no support system, and I know how this system works. I know they would set you up, and I know they would set her up, run her through the system, give her a public defender, run her through the system, give her a life sentence, knowing she ain't did nothing. So I said to myself, I got to go back, and if they kill me, they kill me. And I came back and laid down, and here I am today.
All right, and when you came back, did you have any plans to help out Sade's children?
Yeah, so when I came back, I called my brother, called one of my brothers, my best friend, Derek Harris. He in the audience right now today too. I called my brother. I'm like, bro, came back. I'm like, bro, see, can you find Sade's father number? I'm gonna let him turn me in so her kids can get the reward money. Then he was like, bro, you finna turn yourself in? I'm like, yeah, bro. He was like, you tired? I'm like, yeah. So he was like, all right, bro, that's good. I'm gonna get back with you. So then I called my other brother. I called Barry. I'm like, Barry, I just got off the phone with Barry. I told him, see, can you find Sade's father number? I'm gonna let him turn me in so her kids can get the reward money, because that shit was never meant to happen. That shit was never meant to happen. So my brother like, hold up, bro, stick to the script, hold up, because they were trying to get some money to get a lawyer, so the lawyer can walk me in. So they was feeling the same way I was feeling, that they trying to kill me, because they know, like, they being set up too, so they know it's real. They setting them up too, so they know it's real. So I guess at the time, them phone calls was tapped. It was tapped phone calls, so that's how they know what they did. No good police report where they found me. I was turning myself in.
And Markeith, have you heard the wiretap conversations that they recorded where you're having a conversation with your brother about turning yourself in, and also about the reward issue?
Yes, I didn't hear it, but I seen on the piece of paper, it don't even look like the exact phone call that I made. They just got pieces in the light. They didn't mess with it, and I see they didn't give us the tap phone calls till a year and some later. They tried to hide that.
Okay, and in the transcript that you review, it's clear that you say that you want to turn yourself in to help.
So I would let Sade's father turn me in,
reward.
so
Is that
Sean,
right?
so Sean and Titus can have the reward money.
I have no further questions. Thank you, Mr. Loyd.
Thank you. Cross?
I have about 2 minutes to talk my thoughts on my notes.
Absolutely. And, go ahead. So why don't I send the jury back into the jury room for 10 minutes so everybody doesn't have to sit here. All right.